Hey everybody, this is James Cox with peacefreedomprosperity.com. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. Today I want to talk about a victimless crime that happened some time back. I want to talk about Timothy Tyler. He's sentenced basically to die in prison. Tyler was 25 when he was sentenced, and Tyler had no history of violence, and he got life without the possibility of parole for selling LSD to a police informant. Timothy Tyler had never done time before, he'd never been to prison. However, a judge was forced to give him a life sentence because he had two priors. However, those had both resulted in probation. Tyler has been locked away now for over 20 years, and it looks like he will spend the rest of his life in a cage, even though there was no victim here. His sentence is the same as the rapist and kidnapper Ariel Castro, where there is a victim because of these tyrannical federal mandatory minimum sentencing laws. It was Congress, I don't know if you know, it was Congress that enacted these 3 strikes and you're out law policy in the 80s because of this crack epidemic that was here in the States. And many states basically what they did was follow suit on this. These draconial laws basically, they forced judges to impose these sentences based on the amount of drugs sold with no regard, no mitigating factors like, you know, drug addiction. So Tyler did have a history of, it still does actually, of psychosis and bipolar disorder. And what happened was he sold acid to friends for less than $1 a hit at concerts. And unlucky for him, on the 3rd time, after selling larger quantities of the drug to a friend, that friend happened to turn out to be an informant. I've done a video before about the war on drugs, because the war on drugs is a war on you. It's a war on everybody. You can check out my YouTube channel here at James Cox and find that video. There are only 2 victims here, people. Timothy Tyler is one of them, and the other victims, should I say there's more victims, the other victims are the taxpayer, because you're paying for it. You're the ones paying to keep this guy in a cage who's harmed nobody. So remember, people, if there is no victim, there is no crime.